Hi, everybody. Matt Bernier, joined by Dan Illman, taking a look at a Preakness new shooter profile. And we take a look at Tenfold, going out for Winchell Thoroughbreds and Steve Asmussen, the same connections that sent out 2017 Horse of the Year. Gunrunner. Here's Tenfold's victory 2 starts back down at Oaklawn, albeit against inferior company. Dan, I like the way that he did this. He came back in the Arkansas Derby. Maybe it was a little bit too much too soon. He shows up here in the Preakness, a fresh horse ready to go.
A lot of confidence Steve Asmussen's showing in this horse off of his performance in the Arkansas Derby, and I thought he ran okay in that race. This was a nice effort considering it was only his second lifetime start, and he was facing a good Todd Pletcher-trained runner named Navistar, and you see that Tenfold has to really dig down deep. He got a lot out of this race, not only from an experience standpoint, but he ran fast. An 86 Beyer speed figure second time out is rock solid. His Arkansas Derby, first time up against the big boys, maybe up against it a bit from a pace scenario when Magnum Moon was allowed to control the pace. You see from his pedigree, he's by Curlin out of a Tappet mare. There is a lot to like about Tenfold, and Steve Asmussen has said in the past, boy, I think he's going to be a nice horse. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Saturday in the Preakness or down the road, but there's going to be a race for Tenfold because there's been some buzz about him pretty much ever since before he made his career debut. I have a feeling he's going to get the right pace set up this time around in the Preakness, and of the new shooters, I think Quip is probably the one that most people are going to look at to say, well, he's the one that could threaten Justify, or he's the one most likely to crack the board. Don't count out Tenfold. He's a horse you might want to use underneath.
Ricardo Santana Jr. with the mount, a very strong rider. You brought up the pace situation, and as far as the complexion of the race is concerned, where do you think he's positioned throughout the middle stages?
I think he's got to be in mid-pack. I would have to think that Justify is either going to be on the lead or sitting second off of the local Hope Diamond King. Quip has speed, although from the Timeform US pace projector, it doesn't appear that Quip has the speed of Justify or a Diamond King. I think he's going to be sitting 5-6 lengths off the lead and maybe hoping that the pace is fast and he can get a piece of this. He's so lightly raced, and he has taken a step forward from a Beyer standpoint from start 2 to 3. I think there's something here. Asmussen thinks there's something here, but I think what you said about the Arkansas Derby might be true for the Preakness. Too much, too soon. I still think he can get a piece.
Is this, and this is more of a broad sort of question, for some of these horses that are trying to upset the apple cart, are you better off just trying to take back and make one run, hoping that Good Magic goes after Justify? Perhaps one of these other horses stretching out or going a little bit farther in distance is forwardly placed. If you're the connections of Tenfold, are you better off taking back and hoping that something crazy happens?
Well, I think that's going to be the plan for horses like Sporting Chance, who we saw kicking the Pat Day Mile last time out when allowed to take back way off of the pace. I'm not sure that Tenfold is going to be able to keep up if they go 45, 46 to the half. A similar situation is Quip, but I kind of like that theory. Listen, if you take a horse like this back and you're trying to make one run, maybe Justify gets softened up, maybe not, but you're probably going to be running at the end and you're going to get a piece of a very nice purse and hopefully propel to a forward move for something down the road, whether it's the Belmont, the Travers, what have you.
Tenfold's a horse that's always had a little bit of buzz in the Asmussen barn. Again, goes out for high profile and quality connections. He's a Preakness new shooter. We'll find out if he can stack up against the best of his generation.